The story begins in Montevideo, Uruguay, in October 1972. A young rugby team is preparing for an important match. The players give everything they have on the field, showing determination and strong teamwork. Although they don't win, their spirits remain high because something even more exciting is waiting for them. They are traveling to Chile for another match, and everyone is eager for the adventure ahead. After the match, the team gathers in the locker room to prepare for the trip. Since not everyone can afford the travel expenses, the players begin collecting money to help cover the cost. There is laughter, joking, and excitement as they dream about the journey, completely unaware that the trip will soon become one of the greatest survival stories in history. The day finally arrives. The young men, along with their friends and family members, show up at the airport with their bags packed and their spirits high. The excitement in the air makes everything feel bigger than it actually is. Everyone is smiling, chatting, and enjoying the moment as they prepare for what they believe will be a fun trip to Chile. Before boarding, everyone gathers for a group photo to capture the memory of their journey. Soon, the passengers board the aircraft and settle into their seats. Once again, the mood inside the cabin is cheerful. There is laughter as some tease each other. Others look out of the windows at the breathtaking view, while some continue talking about the rugby match waiting for them. Everything feels normal, and the excitement of the adventure ahead fills the plane. As the aircraft approaches the Andes Mountains, the weather begins to worsen. Thick clouds surround the plane, making it difficult for the pilots to see the mountain peaks. Believing they have already cleared the mountains, they begin descending too early. Unfortunately, they are still flying directly toward one of the highest peaks. Within seconds, disaster strikes. The aircraft slams into the mountain, ripping off one wing. Moments later, the second wing tears away, followed by the tail section. The cabin is thrown into chaos as passengers are violently tossed around and luggage flies through the air. The crash instantly kills 12 of the 45 people on board. Those who survive are shocked and confused as they realize they are surrounded by nothing but endless snow, one of the harshest environments on Earth, with little hope of immediate rescue. The broken fuselage becomes their only shelter. Marcelo Perez, the team captain, tries to hold the survivors together despite the shock of what has happened. They gather the small amount of food left behind, mostly chocolates, wine, and snacks, and carefully divide everything into tiny portions, hoping it will last until rescuers arrive. As night falls, the freezing temperatures make survival extremely difficult, especially for those who are seriously injured. They huddle together inside the wreckage, using seat cushions and blankets to keep warm. Throughout the night, they comfort the injured as best they can. During the day, they search the wreckage for anything that might help them survive. Several aircraft fly over the mountains, giving everyone hope. They shout and try to make themselves visible, convinced they have been spotted. But the planes never see the white fuselage against the endless snow and continue flying away. Their hope of being rescued slowly begins to fade. As the days pass, the situation becomes even more desperate. The tiny amount of food they recovered from the plane quickly runs out. Hunger becomes unbearable, and everyone grows weaker with each passing day. The injured continue to suffer, and without proper medical attention, several die from their wounds. One of the survivors repairs a small radio from the wreckage. The group gathers around it, hoping to hear that rescue teams are close. Instead, they are devastated to learn that the official search has been called off because the authorities believe no one survived the crash. This completely crushes their spirits. For the first time, they realize that if they are going to stay alive, they will have to save themselves. With no food left and no chance of rescue, they become so weak they can barely stand. Eventually, they are forced to make the most heartbreaking and traumatizing decision imaginable: to eat the bodies of those who died in the crash. It is a decision that deeply troubles every survivor. Many refuse at first, but after realizing it is the only way to stay alive, they agree that those who had died would have wanted their friends to survive. The small pieces of frozen flesh are carefully rationed. Although this choice keeps them alive, it takes a heavy emotional toll on every one of them. They begin looking for a way to escape the mountains instead of simply waiting for rescue. Just when the survivors are beginning to build some kind of fragile routine, disaster strikes again. An avalanche crashes into the wreckage while they are sleeping. People are buried alive. Some manage to dig themselves out while others never make it. 8 more people die, including their captain, Marcelo Perez. With his death, a piece of everyone's hope dies as well. In the days that follow, something changes within the group. The grief is overwhelming, and the cold never lets up. But despite everything, they refuse to give up. They spend the next several days digging out the wreckage and strengthening their shelter, knowing another avalanche could happen at any moment. Realizing they cannot survive on the mountain forever, the group decides to search for help. They make warm clothing from airplane materials, save food for the journey, and carefully choose the strongest men for the dangerous expedition. It is their last chance to make it home alive. When the weather finally improves, 3 survivors set out across the mountains, carrying only a small supply of food made from the bodies of the deceased. After several exhausting days of climbing, they finally reach the top of a mountain, expecting to see green valleys on the other side. Instead, they are crushed to realize they are much farther from civilization than they had imagined. Since the food is running low, one of the 3 men turns back to the crash site so the remaining supplies will last longer for the other 2. The 2 survivors continue alone with incredible determination despite the freezing temperatures and exhaustion. Every step pushes them closer to their limits, but they know that stopping means certain death. After nearly 10 days of walking through the snowy mountains, they finally begin descending into greener terrain and spot signs of life. Across a rushing river, they see a Chilean horseman. The 2 men are overjoyed. Since they cannot shout loudly enough over the sound of the river, they write a message, wrap it around a stone, and throw it across the water. The horseman reads the note, looks at them, and nods. At last, they have found help. The horseman quickly alerts the authorities. Soon, rescue teams and helicopters are organized. Once the weather clears, helicopters fly into the snowy mountains and begin airlifting the survivors to safety. After 72 days trapped in the Andes, they are finally rescued. Out of the 45 people who were on board, only 16 survive. The survivors are flown to the nearest hospital, where they receive medical treatment. Families who had believed their loved ones were dead are overwhelmed with emotion as they are finally reunited. Soon, the incredible story of how the group survived spreads around the world. The film ends by honoring both the survivors and those who lost their lives, revealing that this extraordinary story is based on real events. If this story moved you the way it moved me, leave a comment below. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe because we have many more incredible stories like this waiting for you. See you in the next one.